All right, welcome. Today we are digging deep, pun intended, into one of Africa's most peculiar, most important, and, let's be honest, most misunderstood animals. This is a creature so unique, it's literally in a category all by itself. So get ready to meet the incredible aardvark.
So to get us started, I've got a little riddle for you. What do you get when you cross a pig, a rabbit, and an anteater? I know, it sounds like the beginning of a bad joke, or maybe some kind of mythical beast.
But it's actually a real animal. Say hello to the aardvark. And that name? It's Afrikaans, and it literally means earth pig. Which, when you look at that snout and you see how it burrows, it kind of makes sense, right?
Now, because it loves to eat ants and has that long snout, people often call it the African ant bear or the Cape anteater. But, and this is the first big twist in our story, the aardvark is not an anteater. Not at all, not even a distant cousin. It's a classic case of mistaken identity, a biological doppelganger.
Okay, so let's get this straight. If it's not a pig, and it's definitely not an anteater, what in the world is it? Well, get ready, because its family tree is one of the biggest surprises in the entire animal kingdom.
So check this out. Aardvarks evolved in Africa. Anteaters, they evolved way over in the Americas. They belong to completely different superorders, separated by millions of years of evolution and a whole ocean. So why do they look alike? Well, it's this amazing thing called convergent evolution. Basically, two totally unrelated animals independently coming up with the exact same design to solve the same problem: how to eat a whole lot of ants.
But the story gets even weirder. The aardvark is the only living species left in its entire scientific order. Think about that for a second. It has no close relatives anywhere. It's a true living fossil, the last lonely survivor of a really ancient lineage.
Which, of course, brings us to the million-dollar question. If it's not an anteater, and it's the last of its kind, who out there in the animal kingdom are its closest living relatives?
You might want to sit down for this one. Through the magic of genetics, we now know the aardvark's closest living relatives are elephants and manatees and elephant shrews. Yes, you heard me right. This pig-snouted, rabbit-eared, ant-eating creature is more closely related to an elephant than it is to an anteater. How wild is that?
Okay, so we've established it's a genetic marvel. But how is this one-of-a-kind animal actually built? Let's pop the hood and take a look at what makes it the ultimate digging machine. First up, its nose. An aardvark's snout is packed with somewhere between 9 and 11 of these super complex bony structures called turbinates. That's more than any other mammal on the planet. It gives them a sense of smell so powerful they can sniff out a termite colony buried deep underground. And then you've got its teeth. They are so bizarre, they give the whole scientific order its name, tubulin-dentata. That's just a fancy Latin way of saying tube teeth. And that's literally what they are. They don't have enamel like ours. They're made of hundreds of tiny tubes of dentin that just keep growing their whole lives. It's a very, very strange but effective setup. But really, its true superpowers are in its feet. Those claws are like shovels. It has this incredibly efficient two-step system. First, it uses its powerful middle claws to crush and break up the concrete hard soil of a termite mound. Then, the outer claws act like a little broom, sweeping all the loose dirt away. Crush, sweep, crush, sweep. It works so fast that an aardvark can dig a 3-foot-long tunnel in about 5 minutes. No joke. So you've got a super sniffer, you've got these weird teeth, and you've basically got power tools for arms. What do you do with all that?
Well, you have an absolutely epic nightly feast.
Using that long, sticky tongue, which can be up to a foot long, by the way, an aardvark can slurp down as many as 50,000 ants and termites in a single night. 50,000! And because it has this super thick hide, it barely even notices all the stings and bites from the angry insects.
But it's not all insects. There's this one really weird exception to its diet, something called the aardvark cucumber. It's a fruit that, get this, grows completely underground. The aardvark is pretty much the only animal that can find it, and they have this perfect little deal worked out. The aardvark gets a nice, juicy snack full of water, and in return, it spreads the plant seeds in its droppings, perfectly planted and fertilized for the next crop.
Now, here's where the story gets really amazing. All of this digging, for food, for shelter, it's not just about the aardvark. It has this massive ripple effect that actually shapes the entire African savanna. This is where the aardvark goes from being just a strange animal to a true hero of its ecosystem. Yeah, this quote absolutely nails it. The aardvark is what scientists call an ecosystem engineer. And that just means that by going about its everyday business, it actively changes the environment in ways that help dozens of other species survive and thrive.
You see, when an aardvark digs one of its big burrows and then moves on, that burrow doesn't stay empty for long. It's like a for rent sign goes up and everyone moves in. We're talking warthogs, wild dogs, hyenas, porcupines, even owls and pythons. Aardvark burrows are basically the apartment complexes of the savanna.
And look, this is so much more than just a convenient place to live. These burrows are literal lifesavers. They provide vital protection from predators, sure, but even more importantly, they are one of the only safe places to hide from the massive wildfires that sweep across the savanna. Without the aardvark digging these shelters, countless other animals just wouldn't make it. The whole ecosystem depends on them.
So in the end, the aardvark, this bizarre earth pig, is this powerful reminder that every single creature, no matter how strange it seems, can play an absolutely crucial role. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other overlooked, kind of boring or strange animals are out there, quietly holding their entire worlds together?